Alright, welcome back to leg 2 of our bear and bush trip here from southeastern France, starting in Bordeaux, all the way through the, through the French Alps, ending up in Meggy. I'm sure I'm pronouncing all of these wrong, I'm so sorry. So this is Beer and Bush Trips, the show where I drink beer and fly planes and ramble about things, and you sit and listen and explore the bush with me. Kind of like an intoxicated tour guide. Alright, I'm gonna set things up here. Oh, let's get our panels up. Okay. So we're starting in Les Tests de Buch. Small little coastal town here. Maybe I'll put up some pictures of it and get the plane set up. Looks like it refuels itself automatically, so that's kind of cool. I like that. I did read about the fuel transfer situation, so in this plane what you want to do is after you drain about 9 gallons from the main tank, which is your left tank, you want to flip on the fuel transfer pump for a few minutes, even things out, flip it back off. You can flip the emergency fuel selector here to the right tank, to the auxiliary tank, but you don't generally do that unless the pump isn't working. Alright, let's get the GPS up, CDI, and just check things out. Don't know if I have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyways. Alright. Flap set to take off. Okay. So for the next leg of your journey, you will be flying through restricted airspace, so pay close attention to all indications. Avoid the area south of Arachon Airport as you make your way southwest. Soon you will see the vast expanse of Cajou Sanguinet Lake. You should head for the shore. Okay. So I think we're going to take off and turn right around. We got some clouds over here to our north, so I might cut to the south side. But without further ado, let's get up in the air. Parking brakes release this time. Off we go. Rotate and flaps up. Feel a little bit of a crosswind today. I think it's steady 2-knot crosswind through the whole trip, but I feel it a little more today. Let's climb a little more aggressively here. Let's turn out. You remember on our last trip we came in from that. Let's see, we flew across to that peninsula there and landed here. This is another short leg. I think it might even be shorter than the first leg. I noticed the French bush trip. The legs are quite a bit shorter than, I don't know, the one I just finished, like the Patagonia one. I don't think any of them are more than 100 miles. Alright, let's pull back the RPMs a little bit. We can climb out a little more. Let's aim for like 2,000 feet. See where that gets us. There's the tallest sand dune in Europe that we climbed over yesterday, just barely. Try to steer clear of those clouds like that. So I realized yesterday I really didn't talk much about the beer, and that was for a show called Beer and Bush Trips. I really should talk a little more about it. So I'm finishing off the rest of my hard cider here tonight. It's again Angry Orchard Green Apple. It's kind of it's a mass-produced cider, so I didn't really feel like I had a lot to say about it. But it's kind of tart, kind of dry, nice for these colder months. Let's cut over here. I do like a drier hard cider. Kind of quenches the thirst. Can't go wrong. You know what's really nice, man? You get like a shot of Fireball, some kind of cinnamon liqueur or something. Drop that in there. You've got like a cinnamon apple thing going on. That can be a really nice mixed drink. Ah, that was still on the rudder. So the next leg of your journey, you'll be flying through restricted airspace. It would sure be nice to know where this restricted airspace is. I guess we'll just keep our eyes peeled. Avoid the area south of the airport. Okay, well that's good. Well north of the airport. To make your way southwest, soon you will see a vast expanse of lake. Head for its western shore. Okay, I know that's the ocean. Let's see what happens. Oh, is it taking me back? I really hope it's not repeating the same thing we were just doing. I think it is. I think it might be repeating our last POI here. It is. Look at that. That's where we just came from. Okay, I don't want to be on this leg, so let's fix this real quick here. What plan? Yeah, that's where we okay, that's the flight plan I want to be on. Let's do direct to. That's the way you do that. So you do direct to, and that'll let you kind of skip around in your flight plan. So it looks like it has us going back out over. Okay. Alright, so we took a bit of a detour, head back over the same sand dunes that we flew over last night. And head back around to the airport. That was kind of strange how it did that. Normally, when you do these bush trips, the flight management, the flight plan updates with each leg. Maybe I overflew the last POI in the last leg that we did. I don't know. Not sure what happened there. But another nice view of the test debut. When it said that we're crossing a lake, I figured we were in trouble because I'm like, man, there's not going to be any lakes in the direction of the ocean, I don't think. Sure didn't look like it. Let's back off our RPMs a little bit here now that we're at altitude. 100 feet. So yeah, I might be done with ciders now. I'm going to finish this last of this, my 6-pack of Angry Orchard, and probably move on to like a proper beer. That would be good. I got a 6-pack of this this Dogfish Head citrus squall, I think it is. More citrus crap, yeah. So I'll be breaking into that next. that looks like a great place to park a boat. Nice little seaside town. When I looked up this place, La Teste de Buc, again, I'm so sorry for my pronunciations. I looked this place up, it said it was a seaside commune. From what I've gathered, commune probably does not mean the same thing that we kind of in the West would consider a commune. I think it's just a small community. What I've gathered, could be wrong. So I wanted to kind of get around these clouds here and hit our next POI. Close that out. So if we had any chance of not accidentally breaking into restricted airspace, I think I blew it. I'm willing to bet I went exactly where I was not supposed to go. Oops. Pretty sure it told me to go away southwest. The area south. Yeah. Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm right in the airspace I'm not supposed to be in right now. Fuel quantity wise. 15-gallon tanks, huh? Interesting. Good. The airport we just took off from. Well, what do you think that is? Like a racetrack or something? Kind of looks like a racetrack, doesn't it? Alright, we're gonna join this leg here. Follow these two little bodies of water down here. I think they're bodies of water. Alright, see that? Now our flight computer, flight plan got updated correctly. So we're going to follow a heading of 213 degrees. I've finished my climb to 2,000 feet and we'll just cruise. So here's the lake. This is making more sense. So head for its western shore. So that's just going to be to the right of us a little bit. Western shore, right? Line ourselves up with that. I remember the first time I saw Angry Orchard. It's probably, it's probably in the early 2010s. And I feel like there wasn't a lot of mass market, ready to drink hard cider available before then. And I don't know. I would almost say because right after Angry Orchard came to market, I remember. Magners. I'm sure all these brands were around for a while. Maybe it's just because I noticed them then, but I feel like they got more popular in the early 2010s. You had Magners. That was another. Still is another hard cider. There's a Stella hard cider. I feel like they all kind of came out around the early 2010s or so. Now the big thing is like spike seltzers. But still like an Angry Orchard. Across the lake to reach its southernmost point on the island of Biscarrosi. Biscarrosa. Yeah, alright. I might have to play with my my settings a little bit. I don't like how blocky all these clouds look reflected off of that lake below it, Minecraft or something. I have all the settings on Ultra. Unfortunate I can run Ultra in VR, but it's the only weird thing are these kind of reflections off the water. It's like a mirror down there. So we're draining the main, the left tank here. So the POH for the DA40 says you should not, shouldn't let the tanks be more than 9 gallons difference between them. So the rate we're burning, like nothing. Let's go into our engine management here. Yeah, dude, we're burning like 3.3 gallons an hour. So to burn 9 gallons, I could fly this for almost 3 hours. I'm not gonna let it get to 9 gallons before I turn the fuel transfer off. We'll do like every half hour or so. It's 10:50 now. We'll treat it like we're just switching fuel tanks like in any other plane. Alright, cross the lake and reach the southernmost points. Inland town, okay. There's our town up there, looks like. You know, I'd never realized how strange it is to just sit here and talk to yourself while you play a game or a flight sim. I've never really done anything like this before. That's probably obvious to anybody watching this. But it's kind of difficult to sit here and talk to yourself in a conversation with yourself for a half hour. It's really unnatural. This is like, it's almost isn't a normal human experience. You kind of have to be a little bit insane to find this a natural kind of format. I enjoy watching other people do this kind of stuff. You know, just narrated flights, shooting the shit, but yeah, just talking to yourself for a half an hour is kind of a weird experience. Maybe it'll feel more natural after a while. That's kind of what I'm banking on. So let's plan ahead a little bit. What's our next POI? To the south lies another large body of water. Airspace between the lake and the coast is restricted, but if you follow the northern shoreline as it bends east, you will be in the clear and soon find the town of Born east of Practice Airport. Fly directly south from the Mizam. Initiate your approach. Yeah, this is a short flight, man. Beautiful day in southeastern France. 11 degrees outside. A little chilly. Looks like I turn the fuel pump off. What do you think voter ECU A and B does? ECU test in-op, of course. Under the cover. Engine master. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Do not feel like having an engine out right now. I had this cool idea last night. I was like, if I ever start live streaming flights, maybe I would do a system like where when somebody subscribes, I'll just randomly fill some system on the aircraft and force myself to land and just test my abilities, maybe create something interesting, some incentive for people to actually watch any of this. Because one practice I try to do is just sort of look around regularly and kind of pretend if I had an engine out right now or some kind of failure where I could put it down. It'd be interesting to kind of tie that in with the actual live stream. Alright, so here's our inland town of Biscarrosa. Welcome. Still looks like wine country to me. So, here we go. There's our other body of water. I get that. Okay, so we want to stay on this side of the lake while we follow it. So it should be like pretty easy to do. Lake Biscarros. Airspace between the lake and the coast is restricted. Oh, so it's okay. So it's everything to the right of us. We want to steer well clear of the section to the right. I don't really know what's over there. I don't know why that's a no-fly zone. It's Biscarros Airport. That's not where we're landing today. But yeah, I thought about maybe streaming this on Twitch at some point. There's a few other people kind of doing similar things. Just shooting the crap and flying planes. I don't know if I'm interesting enough to like entertain a live audience, but there's no harm in trying. That's the other thing I need to see. I felt kind of proud of myself. I figured out a way to record in OBS here, which is what I'm doing right now, without like too much of a performance hit. I'm using the we overspeed over tack here. So it's cool. I realized when I upgraded my CPU to the 7800X3D that it has an onboard integrated graphics. So I'm using the integrated graphics to record in OBS, and then I'm just relying on my dedicated graphics card to run Flight Simulator. And I get basically no performance hit at all on the sim, that I can tell at least. But if I'm trying to record and stream and do all of that at the same time, I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm kind of happy that I just found a way to record without too much of a performance burden here. Space between the lake and the coast is restricted, but if you follow the northern point of the lake, we are definitely on the northern point. We're good there. Being clear, you'll soon find the town of Parentis and Born, east of Parentis Airport. Okay. Here we are, east of Parentis Airport, Parentis and Born. Here on our left. What do we got next? From Parentis, set a course southwest, 212 degrees. When you reach the relatively small lake, look for the mouth of a river on the opposite side in the town of Mimizan to the south. And I think we're landing in Mimizan, so that should put us, yep, right near Mimizan Airport. Let's turn 212 here. Really need to coordinate my turns a little bit. A lot of times when I'm flying here, my dog likes to just sit like right around the rudder pedals on the floor. That's my excuse for not coordinating my turns all the time as I should. But she's not here today, so I really have no excuse. The excuse doesn't work so well on a real airplane. I am not a pilot, but I have flown a few small planes, with pilots, with people who actually know what they're doing. I grew up around planes. My dad had planes. My dad built like little ultralights, and we flew them, and I got to fly them as a little kid, and he would get it up there, and I would just kind of take the controls for a few minutes and try to keep us wings level and stuff, and I remember my dad brought home Microsoft Flight Simulator 95 or 98, one of the two. He was trying to get his instrument rating, and that's when I started playing similar simulators, Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then I didn't play for a really long time, pretty much until 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator, when this version of Microsoft Flight Simulator came out. So, I would say I'm probably still kind of at the peak of the Dunning-Kruger effect, I feel more confident than I probably should flying planes. I don't know what I don't know yet. But I wonder if you can recognize that you're at the height of the Dunning-Kruger effect, that you don't know what you don't know. Are you in fact like less ignorant than you think you are, right? Like, are you not at the height of the Dunning-Kruger curve anymore? And do you have to just sort of accept that maybe you don't even understand what the Dunning-Kruger effect is? Because then, like, wouldn't that be falling prey to the Dunning-Kruger effect, assuming that you know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is? Anyway, I need more beer. This is the problem. So here's our small lake. Town of Bias. Fly directly south from Minnesota and initiate your approach. Oh, we're not there yet. Look for the mouth of the river on the opposite side. Boom, mouth of the river. Cool. Town of Minnesota to the south. Okay, I think I see it. I think I see a town past the river. Okay. I did a terrible job keeping altitude this time. I was too busy trying to correct course and get us on the right flight plan. I didn't realize I've been like 100, 150 feet. This is why I shouldn't be a real pilot. This among many other reasons. I would be like that. Oh, that poor girl from Tennessee. Crashed her Debonair, man. Fiddling with the autopilot. That would totally be me. I could totally see myself getting so enveloped in like some system in the aircraft that I would completely neglect like flying the aircraft. It would be bad. Too many crashes in small aviation. GA. I think we saw a really big uptake. I think there just in general was a big uptake in people getting their PPL during COVID. We saw a big uptake in GA. And I think you're seeing a lot more crashes now. I don't know that it's any less safe than it used to be. The planes are safer than they've ever been. Well, except for the fact that a lot of people are flying like fit old Cessnas around. But I think there's just a lot more people involved in GA now, and more high-profile crashes are happening. Let's pop on the fuel transfer. So we should see the right tank go down. So what happens with this plane is drains from the left tank, the wing tank, right? It's a motorized fuel pump, obviously, because the wings are below us. It'd be a problem. And then it sounds like the gas that doesn't burn, so it's kind of like the 310, isn't it? The gas that it doesn't burn, I think, gets pumped to the auxiliary tank on the right. So I think you're actually pumping more gas than you need from your main tank. Could be wrong here. I still have to finish reading the POH on this plane. But so you end up with a lot of excess fuel in the right tank. Not a lot, but you end up with the excess fuel that you didn't burn that was pumped from the left tank ends up in the right tank. So not only do you have just excess of fuel there, you're also pumping more fuel into it when it's in burn, I think. So that's why we pump back. I don't know, it's weird, man. I'm not gonna pretend I understand why they did the fuel system this way. I mean, it's less confusing than the 310. The 310 has a super confusing fuel system. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I feel like I'm just starting to understand how it works. But it is so freaking easy in that plane to just run out of fuel in the tank that you're using at any given time. It's really easy to fuel starve that thing because you don't know how the fuel system works. Alright. So this is the town of Bias. Now we're looking for Mizon Airport. Turn 90 degrees. Oh, no, not 90 degrees south yet. 172 degrees. Fly directly south from the Mizon. Initiate your approach. When you reach the town of Bias, this is Mimizon, sorry. So we're flying towards Bias. Then we're gonna head east towards the airport. Easy. Let's descend a little bit. Get under these clouds here. Looks like our tanks are about evening out. Actually, ooh, we can turn our pump off. We're already evened out here. So I'm not descending for approach. I mean, I will be on approach soon, so it'll be helpful to be lower, but I really trying to steer clear of these clouds. That's another thing I've tried to kind of incorporate into my procedure and the way I operate in the sims. You know, follow what you would do in a VFR flight in real life, which is stay the hell out of these clouds. Should we fly over the airport first and see what direction the wind is coming? I think it said it was coming from 270, 2 knots. It's like 2 knots. You can land with a 2 knot tailwind, it wouldn't be the end of the world, right? And actually, we're gonna turn... Yeah, actually, we can just cut in left and land... Yeah, we are gonna land with the tailwind if we do that. Okay. Should be coming up on the airport here. This must be the town of Bias, just after these clouds, I'm guessing. Or maybe right here. Yep, this is Bias, I know, right? And I think I have the airport in sight. I see a long stretch of tarmac here. There's the airport. So you know what we're going to do, since I'm kind of fast, and I didn't realize how close I was. We are going to go around, and we're going to land into the wind. So let's try to keep 1,000 feet. LFC, Mimizon Airport. You know what I really need to do? I should throw some pictures up one editing of, you know, what these locations look like in real life. Because this has got to be a really beautiful area, man. I mean, it looks pretty in the sim. I can imagine what it's like in real life. Did you see a windsock? There it is. Ooh, did I miscalculate the wind? Shoot. You know what? I should have landed that way. Okay. This is a total cluster. We are going to turn back around and land. I want to land into the wind, so we are going to turn back around here. Careful not to get too slow. Like, the only time I've crashed in Microsoft Flight Simulator was trying to navigate around an airport, you know, already slowed down, getting ready to land, doing these kind of wide bank turns. It was in the Cub, and the airspeed just fell right out from under me. I wasn't watching it. I was in a steep bank. I was going slow. I was trying to line myself up, and I fell right out of the freaking air. And that's really easy to do. That's the only time I've crashed in Microsoft Flight Simulator on accident. Alright. We're gonna try this again. That was a weird approach. Okay. I mean, I made it weird. downwind lag. Let's throw flaps just so I can start to get my speed right. I'm still not super familiar with this plane. I did read the POH a little bit today, so I remember some of the speeds, the V speeds and stuff. I just don't have a feel for it yet, you know? I'm sure by the end of 17 legs I probably will. Hopefully. Airport back there. Going a little crooked. I also tend to, I was on the rudder pedals, that's why. I also tend to kind of fly out a lot further on approach than I probably need to usually. But I feel like, you know, for a plane that you're not too familiar with yet, it's not a bad idea to give yourself a little extra time landing. Let's get one more swig of beer and turn final. Did like a horrible job lining myself up, so we're pretty much just gonna turn right in here. Okay, wow, I am way off course. Shoot. Okay. So what happened was, I was accidentally stepping on the rudder pedal without realizing it. And I just tracked us way the hell out here, I think. So we're going to do a little S shape. That'll give us a chance to descend a little bit here too. Throw more flaps, full power. And see, when I turn this back, I think I'm going to be able to scrub off quite a bit more of my speed and altitude. Now, I remember last night it came in around, around 67 knots, 68 knots, and that felt fast. I remember floating down the runway for quite a while last night, so I'm going to try to come in a little bit slower. That's 68, 67. Red bar starts at 60. So usually what they say is you want to pass the threshold at your stall speed times 1.3. And I'm going to be quite a bit slower than that. Okay, flaps. We're good, we're stalling, that's bad. Okay, throw power. Yeah. God, this thing just loves to float. It says I'm stalling, but I'm just gonna have to get a feel for it more. The stall horn's going, and I'm just not falling. I'm floating. Kind of interesting. Alright, well, how about that terrible landing? Try to do better tomorrow night. So that concludes leg 2 on our beer and bush trips adventure to southeastern France to Mont Blanc. We ended up in Mimizan after a navigating error, and we made it safely on the ground somehow. See if we can do better tomorrow night.